The worst betrayal doesn't come from strangers. It comes from people you trust enough to share your home with and your blood with. I found out my husband was cheating on me the same day I discovered it was my own sister. But that wasn't the moment I broke. The moment I broke was when I realized this wasn't a mistake. It was a plan to erase me completely from my marriage, from my home, from my daughter's future. And the scariest part? They thought I would never find out. But what they didn't know was I had already started recording everything, quietly, patiently. And once I had the truth, I stopped being the wife they betrayed and became the nightmare they couldn't control. My name is Sarah Mitchell, and for 7 years, I believed I had everything people dream of: a stable marriage, a beautiful daughter, a successful husband, and a sister I trusted more than anyone in the world. My husband, Daniel Mitchell, was a respected real estate developer in Chicago. Smart, charming, always in control. And my sister, Amanda Brooks, was the opposite of me in personality, but always close to me emotionally. Funny, confident, always present, always helpful. She was there when I got married. She was there when my daughter Lily was born. She even moved into our guest room temporarily when she said she needed support after a breakup. I welcomed her because I thought family meant safety. But I didn't realize something terrifying yet. Sometimes the people closest to you are not there to support you. They are there to replace you. It didn't start with betrayal. It started with discomfort. Small things, almost invisible. Daniel started hiding his phone more often. Amanda started laughing at jokes I wasn't part of. They would pause conversations when I entered rooms and then exchange looks that lasted half a second too long. I tried to ignore it because I didn't want to believe my own mind. One night, I asked Daniel directly. We were in the kitchen. The lights were dim. And I said, "Are you hiding something from me?" He smiled, walked over, kissed my forehead, and said, "You're overthinking again, Sarah." Then he added, "You're safe with me." That word, safe, became a lie I didn't recognize yet. It happened on an ordinary Tuesday. I came home earlier than usual. The house was too quiet, not peaceful, wrong. I placed my keys on the table and froze because I heard it, laughter, from upstairs, Amanda's laughter, and Daniel's voice, close, too close. My body moved before my mind did, step by step, up the stairs. Each step heavier than the last. The hallway felt longer than usual. And then I reached the bedroom door. It was slightly open. Inside, Amanda was sitting on the bed. Daniel was standing near her, not rushing, not hiding, not guilty, just comfortable, like I wasn't part of their reality anymore. Amanda looked at me first and smiled, not awkwardly, not fearfully, calmly, like she had already accepted I would find out eventually. Daniel sighed and said, "Sarah, this isn't what it looks like." But it was, and deep down, we all knew it. That night should have been the worst part of my life. It wasn't, because while they thought I was crying in bed, I was searching. Daniel's laptop, his phone, his cloud backups, and that's when I found it. A folder named Plan B. Inside were messages between Daniel and Amanda. Not emotional messages, strategic ones, planned ones. Amanda wrote, "She's too attached to the house and the company. We need her slowly removed." Daniel replied, "Once she's emotionally unstable, legal separation will be easier." Then another message, "Custody will not be a problem if we frame her as unfit." I stopped breathing. This wasn't cheating. This was execution planning, just not physical, legal, financial, emotional, erasure. What they didn't know was that my marriage wasn't just emotional, it was financial. Daniel and I co-owned a real estate company worth millions, and legally, I held 50% ownership. But in their messages, I saw something worse. They had already started transferring contracts, shifting assets, talking to lawyers behind my back. Amanda even wrote, "Once Sarah is removed, everything becomes simple." And Daniel replied, "She won't see it coming." They were right about one thing. I didn't see it coming, but I was seeing it now, and I had already started preparing. What they didn't know was that our house had a smart security system, audio backup in every main room, cloud-synced recordings stored for months, and I had full access. While they planned in silence, I was collecting truth in silence. Every argument, every whisper, every meeting between them when they thought I was asleep. I didn't react. I archived. Because anger is temporary, but evidence is permanent. I stayed normal. That was the key. I smiled at breakfast. I answered Daniel calmly. I even let Amanda stay in the house. They thought I was broken. They thought I accepted it. And that's when people become careless. Because nothing makes betrayal more dangerous than believing it worked. 2 weeks later, Daniel organized a company investor meeting at our house. Investors, lawyers, business partners, important people who controlled our company's future. Amanda sat beside him like she belonged there. I watched everything quietly. The laughter, the confidence, the planning of my replacement. And I didn't stop them, because I had already scheduled the ending. Daniel stood up to speak, smiling, confident, in control. He said, "Starting today, Sarah will be stepping away from operations." He didn't finish, because the screen behind him turned on. Audio first, then video. Their conversations, their plans, their betrayal. The room froze. Confusion turned into shock. Shock turned into panic. Amanda stood immediately. "This is edited." But then another recording played. Her voice, clear, cold, planning my removal. And then Daniel's voice. "She won't see it coming." That sentence destroyed the room. Because now everyone understood. This wasn't drama. It was conspiracy. But I wasn't finished. I stood up, looked at Daniel, and said, "You forgot something important." I pressed a button and another file appeared. Legal documents, signed, approved, processed weeks ago. Daniel's face changed instantly because during a business restructuring meeting, he had unknowingly signed custody adjustments related to our daughter. Not full transfer, but enough. Enough to shift primary control if he was proven unstable in legal review. And now, he was standing in a room full of witnesses as evidence played against him. He whispered, "What did you do?" And I said quietly, "You taught me how to think like you." Within 48 hours, Daniel lost investor trust, the company froze operations, Amanda disappeared from public life, legal investigations began, and my life didn't end. It restarted, but differently. Because I didn't just lose a husband, I discovered who he really was. And I didn't just lose a sister, I discovered what she was willing to become. People always ask me, was it worth exposing them? And I always answer, I didn't destroy them. I just stopped protecting them. If you watched till the end, comment, "Truth always exposes everything." And subscribe for more emotional revenge stories with dark twists and psychological tension.